Okay, the players that are on here, we're going to go ahead and get started. And I'll just real quick introduce Coach Nick Garrett again. A lot of you guys, if you were on here back in January, he's led our recruiting seminar for us, so to speak, on Zoom, and talked about college football recruiting. Now he's going to talk about wide receiver play, and he's the head coach at Riverside Military Academy in Gainesville, Georgia. And thank you, Coach Garrett. Really appreciate you putting this on. And one more reminder to players, keep your video or your camera off, if you would, please, during the presentation. That helps the video that we see during the presentation work a little bit smoother. So, Coach Garrett, thanks a bunch for being here, and thank you for your time. And take it away. Appreciate it.
All right, Coach Toto, I appreciate you guys having me. And it was a joy last time around. We got to get together and talk a little about the ins and outs of recruiting. And, today we're going to talk about the ins and outs of wide receiver play, and something I take a great deal of pride in. I've had the luxury of playing the position. Was a scholarship athlete at Grayson University in Iowa, which I know you guys are familiar with Graceland. They're kind of the neighboring conference to the KCAC. I know you guys are all familiar with the KCAC over in Kansas for sure. So I've been coached by some really, really good ones in my time. My first receiver coach was Chris Thomas. Played in the NFL, won a Super Bowl with the Los Angeles Rams, and had some really good guys along the way that I got the chance to learn from and kind of make some stuff into my own. So we're going to get right into it. Appreciate you guys' time. Okay, so receiver checklist. This is something that you always want to do when you're building a receiver manual, or even just as an individual player. What is it that you want to get accomplished for your day, for your week, for your season? Just make an inventory checklist of kind of what you want to get accomplished or what you feel you need to clean up. This is in chronological order. Obviously, we're going to talk about stance, space control. We'll get into how I define space control, hands, releases, overall routes, ball tracking, catching, yak, different blocking techniques. We won't get into cut blocking because obviously you guys can't do it. Coverage attacks, EDD, which is everyday drills, and then some tools for your toolbox, and we'll get into some Q&A. But the first question I want to ask, and see if one of you guys can pop up on the chat and answer it. How do you catch a football? I want to see someone answer that. How do you catch the ball with what? What do you catch the ball with? Anybody want to throw something in on the chat there? Fingertips, hands. Okay. All right, here's my answer for that. Okay. And Coach will appreciate this. I want everyone to close their eyes and have someone throw a football at their face as hard as they can. All right. You catch the ball with your eyes. First thing you do as far as catching, you catch the ball with your eyes. Everything you do is through your eyes. Okay. The second part would be your hands. You look through your hands. All right. So good to know. Keep that in your guys' back pocket. All right. Stance. Okay. Critical. All right. Some of you guys are getting all these fancy stances. You over elaborated spacing of your feet. Too much weight on your heels, or you got your hands to your side. This is a very good postured stance. Okay, if you notice the weight of his feet, okay, is evenly distributed. This is a good explosive stance. Very comparable if you ever watch somebody run track and field, if they're lined up in the blocks. When they line up in the blocks, they're in a loaded position to come out as fast and violent as possible. When you're a wide receiver, it's the same idea. You want to have good pad level. You want your pad level to be in the attack positions, hands in the attack position. Now, the weight, depending on the person and the size, preferably is about 80% over 20%. 80% meaning the front leg, 20% on your back leg. You want your first step always to come out positive. Okay, a positive first step. You don't want to get in a situation where you're de-stepping. De-stepping means when you're coming out, you're rocking back to come forward. Okay, that's a bad habit. that college coaches will look for in receiver stances and how you get off the ball. Okay, I'm going to pause right here. All right. This is a good body position here. Now, depending on your coach and how you do things and some of your timing routes, some coaches are always inside foot up. Now, it's all dependent on what you guys do, what your scheme, what Coach Sims wants or anybody else out there. For me, if you're comfortable with your outside foot up versus your inside, make it consistent. Okay. Foot placement's good here. If you look at here on the bottom, that 20% is not there. He has a lot of weight on his toe. So if we were to run this video, he's going to take a D step before it comes out. And I know Coach Colbert is a stickler on that over at SC. But if you look at his stance here, good pad level, okay, good weight on the front part of the foot. You look at the DB has outside leverage, okay. We're going to get into space control. How are we going to attack leverage, okay? How are we going to attack this? What route are we doing? Okay, what is the concept? How do I need to get there? How do I need to set up my route, okay, for me to become available and not be in conflict and damage someone else's route, okay, if that makes sense. Okay, space control, all right? Space control is between you and the defensive player, okay? It could be a corner, nickel, linebacker, whatever the case may be, all right? You want to attack space as much as possible, but there's ways to do it. Is someone in your face and press? Is someone a soft outside zone? Is someone playing off man? Is someone playing a harder zone? Okay, so these different release points need to come into play. Come into balance is right at the snap of the ball. When you come up, your feet are going to be about shoulders width apart. Okay, typically in man, this is really good against man-to-man because what you don't want to do is be in such a rush where you come off your stance that you're giving up chest and you're closing space. Okay, especially if you're an outside receiver. Meaning if I'm rushing to get an outside release, I'm going against a very fast, hard-pressed corner, and I get wide and give it my chest, he's going to squeeze me into the sideline, and I don't have a lot of room, which now my quarterback is now going to look me off, look to someone else. Okay, speed release, we'll get in that a little bit further down the road. Delay double, okay, and then there's triple move, okay? So you always want to have moves in your pocket, meaning you want to have 2 to 3 to 4 moves in mind before you line up on any given snap against any kind of coverage. Okay, release and route. Okay, when you're a receiver, you always want to have a great release, right? Everything you want to do, you want to sell vertical. You want to have a sense of urgency about your point of attack. So if it's a run play, you want to attack that run play as if it was a pass play. Meaning, I know this play is going to me. I'm going to make the catch. This is the play going to me for the first down or the touchdown. You want to attack the same exact way on run plays. So then the defense never could get a key on you if it's a run or pass. Okay. A lot of bad habits for high school players is on run plays, jog off the ball. Safeties or corners automatically know it's a run. Their eyes go off of you, go into the backfield. Okay. That's going to kill your run game. All right. But if you attack it the same way every time, and I'm a corner or safety, and you pose a threat on every snap, I'm going to honor what you're doing first before my eyes get in the backfield. And that's what you want. Okay. Sell your route, sell your route, sell your route. If it's slant, hitch, post, dig, snag, China route, double move route, everything you want to do is you want to sell vertical first. Okay. You want to get in and out of your breaks with a sense of urgency. Use your elbows and your chin to get in and out of routes. Okay, we'll get into that. Okay, angle setting, stemming, we'll get into that. Okay, finding windows. Okay, in hard and soft zones, there's windows available that you need to find and get yourself available and understand how to attack those leverages to get yourself open. Okay, this is the same clip from earlier. Okay, this is a stance I was telling you about. I want you to watch how he comes off the ball. Now, I told you his back foot doesn't have the full 20. In order to get that full 20, you got to get the weight on the balls of your feet. Okay, you have to work. That's where you're going to get push off. That's how you naturally run. Okay, I guarantee he's going to take a rocker step on this clip. Okay, he went back to come forward. All right. Okay, that little subtle rocker step, okay, is going to kill timing. All right. By this time here, but before he takes that first step, wearing gun, okay, we're waiting for him to get there versus taking that first step now. Okay, good pad level here. You see he's space control. Okay, his first step is to attack the leverage of the defender. Okay, you got a safety playing off, selling vertical, and all he wants to do is close down that cushion and get his hips to open. Okay, once a defender knows you're getting within his cushion and he doesn't have help, okay, he knows now he has to turn and run because he can't give up the big play. Okay. Can you see this? You guys see the clip okay? Okay, once he got the hips to open up, he's throttling down, eyes are available, okay? And then the hands come with. All right. And one note I want you guys to pay attention to here is always work towards the ball. Even if it's in quick game. If you don't have the ball right away, okay, on a 6-yard hitch, don't sit there and wait. Always be quarterback friendly. Always work back to your quarterback, okay? Because I know your coach is going to much rather have a 3-yard gain, okay, doing things the right way, than waiting for the ball and give up a pick six. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, now once you have the ball, what he does a good job here. Once he has it secured, looks it in, brings it in, and now you're attacking upfield. Okay. And you don't ever stop until you score or coach blows the whistle. Okay, get in the habit. Good habits. Okay, here's another one here. Okay, press, 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 press. Okay, safety throttle down. He's stemming outside to work in. Okay, cushion's closed. All right, DB thinks he's working outside. He created more space to work in. Working back. You want a little bit better arm extension here. You don't want to gator arm it because you won't get that second chance opportunity for the ball. Okay. Look it in, secure it. Okay. This is a good job by the DB being patient. All right. Come back. Okay. Come back with urgency towards the ball. All right. Good job securing the catch on that. Okay, here's another opportunity. If you look up top here, all right, this is Taylor Vaughn up top. Okay, he's a big time starter for USC. What he does here is he recognized that it's man-to-man coverage, it's cover one. Okay, for you receivers out there, it's cover one across the board. So you know there's going to be some form of pressures. Okay, the best available on the slant concept is up top. Quarterback recognizes that. So he comes off the ball, even though the corner has good inside leverage. Okay. Gives a nice little delay. Okay, good space control here. 1-2-1. Okay, the corner partially turned his hips, and that's all he needed to make himself available. Okay. It's a great job here. Great throw here by the quarterback. It's a movement route, so he's going to throw with, not at. Okay, and gets it right in there just enough. Okay. Now receiver was able to beat that safety. Okay, safety took a poor angle here. Okay, and closing down on this. As soon as that quarterback opened up, okay, it triggered that safety to come over. Right? There's only one receiver threat to that side, 4 to the other. Great tracking the ball, catching it, getting upfield for the score. Okay. All right, routes. Okay, know your defense. Okay, know what the coverage is. Okay, and you got to be a film junkie. Okay, you got to look at your scouting reports. All of that's extremely important. Okay, you want to try to get a clean release, meaning uncontested. Okay, so if someone's going to walk in your face, you got to have your hands ready like a fighter. Okay, know when to be patient with routes. Okay, and then know when to attack. Okay, there are certain routes. Maybe you guys are running mesh concept. I think Coach brought up the other day. Running mesh, you got to know when your pick is coming across, when those rub routes are coming across, and all that good stuff. All right. Always try to set up your defender. Okay, know the ins and outs. Okay, is he a hard press guy, soft press guy? Is he a man guy? Is he a violent guy? Does he like to keep everything in front? Okay, and know how to always make yourself available. Okay, understand spatial awareness. What is the concept? What are we trying to get accomplished? Am I the primary guy? Am I the secondary guy? Am I the third guy? Okay, if you're the third guy on the progression, you got time to set up your route. Okay, and then you got to understand what the defense is doing and then how to make yourself available for that play. Okay, attack your defender with urgency without the ball. Like I said earlier, you attack routes a certain way, make sure you attack run plays a certain way. Okay, and always be an athlete. When in doubt, be an athlete, make a play. Okay. Not a bad stance. You always want your hands up. Okay, even if it's a soft corner, keep your hands consistent up. Okay, he's attacking leverage here. Okay, again, as soon as the corner opens his hips to turn and run, okay, you don't want to pop up. His shoulders are a little high here. Okay, so when you come out here violent, pad level's good. You want to keep it consistent through your routes. Okay, his head comes up a little bit. When you turn your head that far, it shortens your stride pattern. Okay, he could have got a little bit more separation, even without turning his head. He didn't need to turn his head, but he turned his head to self fade, which I get. Throttle down, more violent with your elbows on the top end here, more violent with the elbows, and kick back. You want to kick back tighter. Okay, if his elbows are more violent here, okay, elbow is going to go through the hip, okay, and make you drive down more, especially on good defensive backs, so they can't undercut you. Nonetheless, his eyes are available for the ball. Okay, you don't want to gator arm it. Try to extend those hands if possible, and always keep your feet in bounds. Okay. Right here. Okay, we're attacking leverage again, selling vertical. His shoulders come up a little bit, which is a cue for the defensive back. But he does a great job here pushing inside leverage. Okay, DB thinks inside route. Hips are turned, and it's an out-breaking route. So this would be good for you guys to know if you guys are doing 90-degree breaks, which is where you break down and work flat to downhill, or if you're speed turning. Okay, this is going to be a flat. Okay, you want to sell it. Good elbows, good hands, good eyes, good hip turn. Okay, come out nice and flat. You want the ball there a little bit sooner. Okay, but this is a great job here looking the ball in. Okay, and you want to try to keep your feet as much as possible. Okay, but if anything else, just secure the catch. All right, let's watch that again. Okay, good stance, good start, good push, attacking vertical, hips turn, throttle down, make yourself available. It's a great throw by the quarterback. Okay, same route, but different view here. Okay, the feet spacing. Okay, again, it's whatever you're most comfortable with. Okay. Okay, again, attacking with hands and eyes, attacking hands and eyes, attacking hands and eyes. All you want to do is get that corner just to open up his hips a little bit. Okay. Make yourself available for the ball. Okay, ball tracking. Okay, eyes, you catch the ball with your eyes. Okay, look through the ball, through your hands. Eyes, track the ball, use your hands. Okay, try to get good arm extension. Okay, maintain body control. Be able to make good catches. You want to have soft hands, absorb it like a big sponge. You want to be able to make catch under duress. Anybody can catch the ball when you're doing routes on air. When it gets to 7-on-7 in team or 1-on-1s, it's contested. You want to still be able to make the catch consistently all the time. Good push. Okay, attacking leverage again. All right, they must have ran this route for a second time because he was sitting and waiting on it. Okay, but again, this is a good job by attacking leverage, throttling down, giving a hard jab to sell out route, just to hold him just for a second on this dig. Good job looking it in. Okay, the job's not done. Okay, just looking it in is not enough. Secure it and accelerate upfield. Get in the habit of scoring. Okay. Get in the habit of scoring, making the big catch. Press, press, press. Throttle down. Good. Good eyes, good hands, good catch, and go. All right. Protect the ball, guys. Protect the ball. All right. Use your eyes first to catch. Use your hands to look through and locate the ball. Secure the ball at all costs. Treat the ball like $1 million paycheck. Okay. The ball comes your way. Once it leaves the quarterback's hand, it's your responsibility. Okay. $1 million paycheck. If I threw $1 million check at you, you're not going to drop it. Okay. Running after the catch. Okay. Don't mix up the progression. Okay. Ball security, great explosion, be an athlete. Okay. Have the intention of scoring on every play. All right. Okay. This is a come to balance. This is going to go back to one of the very first slides we talked about as far as space control. This is come to balance. Okay. He's pressed and you're working to balance. Your feet are neutral right outside of your shoulder frame. Okay. And you want to create a two-way go for yourself. The corner doesn't know if you're going inside or out. Okay. This is critical because if he just went outside now and that corner fenced him off, that's a short window between him and the sideline. And if it's a man-to-man situation, you may not have help over the top. So you just helped out the corner. By him being in this neutral come to balance position, corner doesn't know if he's going inside or out. Okay. So he went outside. We want to self fade. Corner's in the trail position. Okay. Now we're in a good situation on this comeback. Okay. Working back. Okay. And then finishing by getting in the end zone. Okay. This is a great job. Great job here by the receiver. Good teach tape. Boom, boom, boom. Selling fade. Snapping it back. Okay. Understanding where he's at on the field and how much room he has in the sideline. Great throw by the quarterback. And then finish. Okay. Vertical, vertical, vertical. Good job. Okay. Great route. Okay. That's Amon Ra. Okay. Phenomenal receiver for USC. Okay. Very athletic, smaller guy. All right. Catching the ball. All right. Catch every ball your way. Be confident. Don't have any pressure in the world. Just focus on what you are trying to do. Always have soft hands. Don't fight the ball. Okay. Focus, focus, focus. All right. If it's pre-practice drills, at home with the tennis ball, at home with the basketball, at home throwing just a wrapped up towel, always focus on soft hands and using your eyes to catch whatever's in front of you. Okay. Lack of focus on the ball, not looking it all the way in. Okay. Allows defenders to make a play on you. Okay. Always make sure ball security is number one. Okay. Make sure it's tucked away after the catch. Okay. This is a pretty good stem here. Okay. Inside leverage. Okay. Space control. Taking a hard angled inside release. Okay. Creating a two-way go. All right. You want to give a two-way go. You don't know if he's going inside or out. Okay. Good hands and eyes. It's a really good dig route. Okay. Locate the ball with your eyes, look through your hands, secure it, get in the zone. Okay. Okay. Same thing here. Okay. He's attacking the leverage first, then selling vertical. Okay. The DB doesn't know if he's going inside or out. All right. Okay. Good jab, good break. Okay. Now he has enough gap between him and the defender, okay, to protect himself, the quarterback, and the ball. Look it in, secure it, get upfield. Okay, yards after catch, yak. Okay, this is the same for everybody. Everybody knows about yak. All right, this is where you get your guys' money. All right, as a receiver, yak yards. Okay, if you leave the defender on any route, it creates good separation. The better the fake, the more room you have and your quarterback have to work with. Okay, good receiver. You need to have defense around you at all times and counter all their actions. So you know what they're doing, you know how they're lining up, you know the guy in front of you. You need to know how to attack it. Okay, get north and south in a hurry. Stay balanced and under control. Always be aware of the markers. I'm sorry. First downs, down a distance, time on the clock, what hash. If you're in the black zone, if you're in the open field or red zone. Okay, always know where you're at so you know how to attack. Okay, know always where the end zone is at all times. Okay, know where the defense is going to be. Okay, use your spider sense, I like to say, on the field. Always have spatial awareness. Okay, know your team inside and out. Okay, after you catch the ball, okay, it's now up to you to make a play and get vertical in a hurry. A lot of times when I was a college coach, I had an issue with kids catching the ball and going horizontal for 20 yards to get an additional 2. So you caught a 6-yard hitch. Okay, for 6 yards, you ran 20 yards laterally trying to juke everybody, and you end up getting an additional 2-yard gain. Okay, the fastest way to the end zone, guys, is north. Okay, you don't need to dance around. All right. And my golden rule is, and coach might be a little bit different, if you catch the ball and you can make everybody miss and score, then you can do it your way. But 9 times out of 10, that's not how it works. Okay. Okay, blocking. Okay, this is a pet peeve for a lot of coaches. Okay, you got to put fear in defenders. The same way you attack a route with the ball in your hand is the same way you need to attack blocking. Okay, obviously we can't cut blocks, so you don't have to worry about that. We'll get into the next one. Okay, know your defender, know their leverage, know who you need to be blocking. Is it a cover 4 crack on an outside zone? Is it, are you guys running a bubble concept with the number 2? Are you running a smoke screen or one-step screen to the outside receiver? You have to understand who the most dangerous defenders are for whatever play. Okay, is it a slip screen on a certain play? I need to attack, leverage a certain way, and then pick up a block a little bit further down the field. Always know what the play is and know your assignment. Okay, you always want to have good pad level, just like when you're running a route. You want to have low leverage and be in the attack position. The same thing as when you're blocking. Okay, if in an ideal situation, you want to have your eyeballs on the throat of the defensive back. If it's a corner, linebacker, safety, nickel, whatever the case may be, low man wins. Okay, have your hands inside. You want to get right in their chest plate and then control it to an extent. If you have to grab and latch, keep your hands inside when you do it. And once you got a good position, let that go and mirror. Okay. Okay, so you want to attack. Okay, get your butt down, get your feet underneath you, shoot the hands, okay, to the inside part of the chest, and then mirror. And always keep your feet going, guys. Always run your feet. Okay, if you run your feet, your hands will go with, okay, and less likely to get a penalty. Okay, when you don't run your feet and you try to use brute force and DBs start to pull away, that's how you're going to get those holding penalties, because your hands are going, but your feet aren't. Okay, here's a good job by the receiver up top being patient. Okay, knowing it's a softer zone. Okay, this is natural pick play, a little arrow route or dart. Okay, what he's doing here is positioning himself between the defensive back and the sideline to create more space for that receiver to catch the ball and accelerate upfield. This is a great job by 21 here, blocking his butt off. The corner wants to use that sideline as the 12th man. Okay, but we're eliminating that option. Okay, the corner knows his help is inside and the sideline's his extra defender. This receiver knows that, so he's blocking the hell out of that corner, pushing him inside. And if you get really good, you get a 2-for-1, meaning you block this corner into the safety, and this would be a walk-in touchdown for this receiver. So a very simple play here gives him about 10 yards. Okay, here's another snapshot of a spread look. It's a run play. Okay, obviously it's cover 0. You know you're going to get pressure. Look how well all 4 of these receivers are blocking all across the board. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys are latched on people. Okay, college scouts want to see you guys block. I know you can catch the ball and make explosive plays, but can you block? Okay, can you block? This is a great job of some blocking across the board with all 4 receivers. Okay. All right, coverages. Okay, you always want to know how to attack coverages. Uncovered, covered. Okay, you always want to take the best possible release based on whatever it is your assignment is or whatever the concept is. Are you in trips? Are you in doubles? Do you have a tight end attached? Do you have an H-back attached? Are you by yourself? Are you one-on-one away from trips? Are you to the trip side? Always know, okay, and have a plan in place for a coverage attack. All right. And it could be different. Soft zones, hard zones, and man-to-man. Okay, you always got to have a plan in place and always know exactly what you're going to attack and how you're going to attack it, if it's for a run play and or pass play. Okay. Attack, not survive. Okay. Attack, not survive. And I use that because in everything that you're doing as a wide receiver, okay, you're not just in survival mode, meaning you're not just going through the motions. You always want to be attack oriented. You always want to be very intentional about what you're doing. Okay. How you release. Okay. How you release versus soft corners, press corners. Okay. All of it matters. Okay. All of it matters. You want to be very detailed, but you want to be very efficient. You want to do the same thing consistently all the time, but you want to do it right. Okay, this is a good job here. Okay, soft corner, inside leverage, selling vertical, pressing vertical, corner automatically thinks. Okay, once he gets into his hip pocket, he's running a vertical route, which is exactly what you want. Okay, leans into the corner. Okay, leans into the corner. Okay, and for a comeback. Now, this case here, this is a little close. Okay, you don't ever want to get full extension when you're leaning into a corner or anybody else on the field, okay, for an outbreaking route, okay? More than likely, you may get a penalty call. You're going to push off. You want to be closer into the hip pocket, lean into it, okay? And you can still get good separation. So the corner's still working vertical. Now you're working back for the comeback, okay? This is a great job, okay? Being an athlete, staying in bounds, all right? Tight shot. Selling vertical, vertical, vertical. Corner opens up. Okay. This is a great job of creating separation. Now looking back for the ball. Okay. Always working back for the ball. And once you got it in your hands, you got to get busy. Okay. EDDs. Okay. Everyday drills. Now it changes from program to program, but this goes back to that inventory checklist that we talked about at the very, very beginning. Okay. So every day, okay, before practice starts, you want to try to get a pat and go. You don't have to go full speed, just nice and easy, okay? And you can work on your spatial awareness, okay? Your different releases, okay, at a slow pace to get yourself in the rhythm, okay? Use your eyes to catch the ball at the highest point, securing it and working upfield. Very simple drill, okay, that you can do with just a couple people, okay? It's nothing too crazy, okay? There's cross distractional drills that you can build in, different type of angle drills, different type of route breaking drills, different type of releases. Okay, whatever you're going to emphasize for that day, make an inventory checklist and try to work on it pre-practice. So when it gets into your individual time, you've already covered it. Now you're going to get more quality reps out of it versus spending a lot of time talking about it and having to reteach it. Okay, you've covered it pre-practice. Now you implement during Indy. Now that Indy carries over to one-on-ones, 7-on-7, and now team. So that inventory checklist at the very beginning of practice, or those everyday drills, if you incorporate them early on and on your own before your coaches get out there, it'll phase into the rest of your practice. Okay, what you don't want to do is get in a situation where you're just doing drills just to do them, but doesn't incorporate to anything else. So that's just, to me, it's wasted time. Okay, pass route. Okay, the 4 phases of the pass route. Okay, release, how to stem, where to set up. Okay, and then obviously completion is obviously the catch. Okay, so again, you always want to phase into whatever it is you're doing. Okay, man, hard zone, soft zone. Okay, how to attack leverage. Okay, what are you setting up? What am I trying to get accomplished? Is it a double move? Is it a singular move? Is it a now route? Whatever the case may be, you always want to be setting something up. All right. And obviously, the last phase is to secure the ball and get the yak. Okay. Tools for your toolbox. I won't spend too much time on this. You guys can go back and look at it. These are just A through N, just different things, kind of recaps the stuff that we've already covered. So that's one thing you always want to do is you always want to do a reflection piece of what am I trying to get accomplished as a wide receiver? How do I fit that into our scheme? All right. Do I know all the positions inside and out? Okay. And how do I go back and do a review? What am I looking at? Where can I fine tune myself to be the most efficient receiver on the team? All right. And tools for your toolbox, exactly how it sounds. As a receiver, you always want to have different tools for whatever it is. So I'm going to go build a house and I have a bag of nails. I'm going to have a hard time building that house, hammering nails with my hand. But if I'm going to be building the house, I want to have a hammer. I want to have a saw. I need some wood. I need some nails. I need tape measure. I need all these different things. So come to work ready. As a receiver, you want to have that toolbox geared up for whatever that day may hold. So it carries out throughout the week. So Friday nights when you're playing, you can reach in that toolbox and utilize a tool that you've been mastering all week. Okay, won't get into the receiver verbiage stuff. Okay, same thing with the receiver language. Okay, additional keys, this kind of just rehashes what we've already covered as far as how to attack different leverages and zones. All right, additional drills. Every drill you do, you always want to incorporate a tennis ball, a football, something where you're having to use your hands and eyes, okay, to catch something. Okay, so if it's ladder drill, continuous line drills, fast hands drills, whatever it is, reactionary drills, you always want to incorporate a ball because as a wide receiver, it's always hand-eye coordination. Okay, so don't just do a drill just because it's trending or I saw it on Twitter or YouTube. Always be intentional. If you're a receiver, okay, make sure whatever it is you're doing, incorporate some type of catching. Okay, that's more drills. Don't have to worry about that. Don't worry about that. Okay, questions, you guys. Questions. Put this around. All right. Does anybody have any questions? I know I came at you guys like a fire hose, and obviously this is going to be recorded. You can always go back and review. What questions can I answer for you guys, coaches or players? You can put them in the chat, or you can just you can unmute yourself if you have access to do that.
Coach, I'll lead off with one for you. You talked earlier about attacking leverage, so the DB doesn't know if it's an in breaking route or an out breaking route. And so this is something I'm kind of curious about because defensively, and a lot of our guys will recognize this, defensively, our DBs coach uses the divider rule to teach our DBs, if that guy's lined up way outside the numbers, we're going to use the divider rule and we're going to play inside of him to take away the slant or take away, the hitch route. So let's say we're running like a slant or a hitch and we're cheating our alignment out wider. And we talked about that the other night about, how we want to space the field on hitches and stuff. What are your coaching points on what you said about attacking leverage? How do you teach kids to do that? And what's the best way you want that to happen in a game-like situation?
So great question, Coach. It's all dependent on what concept and then as far as what part of the field you're on and who's around you. So if you're in a trip situation and you line your receiver outside the numbers and I'm a corner, I know I had that sideline. So if you go outside release, that's not much of a passing window. So I'm gaining an advantage, right? But when I say for instance, attacking leverage, if you're a safety over the number 3 receiver and you have an in-breaking route, but the safety's inside leverage of you, the best way for me to create a two-way go to put that safety in conflict is to attack you and center you up. Meaning I'm gonna stem and then press you vertically. And then as a safety, you now have to honor me because I'm going right at you and you don't know if I'm going in or if I'm going out. A bad habit, it makes it easier for you if you're a defender coach. If I'm the 3rd receiver and I'm running vertical and you're inside lev, well, I know if you break in, you're going to break into me. Okay. Now, if you're breaking out, it's going to play into my hand. So, and I think it's something simple that for kids that are watching is that you got to understand is to make myself more available, I have to attack the cover because if I'm running right at a DB, let's say if I'm running down the street and I'm running directly right at you with violent hands and eyes, you're going to be like, hey, whoa, what's going on a minute? You're going to be alert. But if not, if I'm just casually walking by you, you're not going to entertain me. So I have to make sure that you know that I'm coming. And the same thing has to go with the run play. So if I attack you the same way and ran a elongated dig route and you think it's coming again, your eyes are going to be fixated on me, not necessarily always your assignment.
Yeah, great stuff, Coach. Thanks. It looks like you got one in the chat there for you.
DB is playing deep and we are running a fade or post, how would we want to attack? So if you're saying maybe like a soft cover 3, and you're running a fade, we always have a rule. By the time you get to 10 to 12, and you haven't broke the cushion yet, we're going to back shoulder you. We're not going to try to outthrow the coverage unless, Mr. Canova, you run a 4-1 and you can still get behind that corner. We'll throw that joker up there, or unless you're 6'6", but the golden rule is by the time you get to 10, if you haven't broke the cushion and that corner's playing soft and won't let you get behind them, we'll just back shoulder you. For a post, you attack the post like it's vertical. And once you get to that 8th or 10th step, you still stick it, depending if you're doing a double post or you got an outbreaking route underneath it. You always want to stick it skinny and never break the hash. Okay. So if you're going against cover 3, we have a term called bang post. So cover 3, you're not going to throw into coverage, meaning when you bang means right when that foot sticks in the ground and that receiver snaps his head into the post, the ball's going to hit you right now. Does that answer that for you? Did anybody else on the Zoom have a football question? Coach Sims, you got any questions for me?
No, I'm good. A lot of the drills that you kind of talked about or had on your screen, I've done most of those drills, and but I call it like a stem drill. Like we'll do the stem drill, like where we'll try to get them centered up and everything. Take 3 hard steps to get centered up, and then start getting vertical. Like we'll start working on that at camp and stuff like that. So, but that's a good call on that fade though. I like that answer.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's I've had some fortunate situations where we've had some NFL caliber receivers where even if it's a soft 3, we're going to throw up those 50-50 balls. But if he's catching it 10 out of 10 times, you can live with it. But I wouldn't bank on doing that all the time, because eventually you're going to create a turnover. So for those guys that can't make that catch every time, you have to have an answer for it, right? So that's why we incorporated that back shoulder, because if that corner's going to stay soft, get him on that back shoulder, that receiver still has an opportunity to make a big explosive play.
Yeah, I've been on teams that I've coached that our rule on like verts or a fade or something like that. If you can't beat them at 15, it's an automatic comeback route.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey, Coach, I got one more for you too, because you mentioned mesh earlier, and a lot of our players don't know it yet because we haven't run mesh, but we're going to tinker around with it this summer and see how it looks and try to use it this year, because we have a number of teams, probably at least half the teams that we play anymore tend to play a lot of man coverage, whether we got a couple of teams that play press man coverage and then a couple of other teams that play, kind of a softer man or man match coverage of some sort. But if you can, if you don't mind talking about like any of your coaching points on your crossing guys, you got your dirty drag and your clean drag on the crossing routes. If there anything that you tend to use for words or phrases to help players understand how to run those crossing routes early. And we haven't put mesh in. That's actually something we're going to do early in the week in camp, the week after next, or coming up pretty soon, actually in about 10 days.
Okay. So when we run mesh, we got into it a couple years ago. I got an opportunity to meet with Coach Leach when he was still at Wazoo, and reached out to a couple of different people, West Virginia and a couple other places that are big mesh guys. And so it really depended on who is going to be your primary look. I know for them, if the one-on-one vertical was available, they would go with that. And then the swing route with the back. And then if that wasn't there, they immediately went to the mesh concept that you had brought up. So for us, we'd have a primary mesh receiver and a secondary mesh. The primary mesh receiver is going to get set up by the secondary mesh guy, meaning that if we know it's man-to-man, as he's coming across at 2 to 3 yards, he's going to pick backer, nickel, or the additional safety that's on your primary guy. And it's not a net like an actual block, but just a shoulder bump to get him cleared as he's coming across that window, and vice versa. It kind of depends on how you want to do it. So one's always at 2, one's always at 3. The one that's at 2 is the one that's going to get there first, and that's going to be your primary guy. The guy that's at 3 is your pick guy. So then you never have an issue of guys running into one another, if that makes any sense. And you can do it with now the only thing is if you're going to have some of those deeper drags, it's going to be a little bit hard to do it. Our traditional mess is one's at 2, one's at 3. And that's worked out really, really well for us and to get available in those passing windows. Any drag behind that is more window dressing to hold safeties and backers dropping. I call him the decoy guy, not the primary guy. So the decoy guy is helping set up that mesh concept. If that makes sense.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you, Coach.
Any of these young receivers on here got any questions? There's no such thing as a dumb question. The only dumb question is the one that's not asked. I think we might be good there, Coach, unless anybody else.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Coach. I'll and the players that are on here, just to let you guys know, I'll share the video of this with you guys, as well as Coach Garrett's slides. I'll share that I can share that with you guys on Huddle, because it's on our Huddle underneath. I think it's other or miscellaneous or something like that. So that way you guys can go back and look at his drill tips and tips on releases and all that good stuff. So Coach Garrett, thanks a million for helping us out. Sure appreciate your insights. Good luck with your 2021 season. I know you guys at the Military Academy kind of have the summer off because you're an on-campus facility, but good luck when you guys all get back together in late summer and with your guys.
Appreciate that, Coach. Same to you guys. I'm eventually going to make myself down there to Andover and spend some time with it. It may not be this summer with so many crazy things going on, but down the road, I promise you I'll get down there and spend some time with you guys in person, including you, Coach Sims, and appreciate you guys' time. I'm looking forward to watching some more dominant football, man, by Andover.
All right. Thanks, Coach Garrett. We'll see you guys.
Thank you, Coach Garrett. Appreciate it.
No problem, boss.